So first round of the play-in, where we got two teams here, Panathinaikos against Monaco Basket, which could have been the final, basically. The two teams are very, very strange to find here, also because they are very good teams with individual players. On one side, Mirotic, Mike James, Danny Tice. On the other, Lucas Nunn, Shorts, Farid, Hernan Gomez, but also the addition of Nigel Hayes-Davis into the season. We choose strong coaches. On one side, Spanulis, and on the other side, Ataman. So it is very strange to find the Panathinaikos finished the 7th the season and Monaco the 8th. The general consideration is that if I were the coach of Panathinaikos, if I were Sergio Ataman, I would try to win at any cost the match. Also because if they are struggling to find solutions against Monaco, they are going to beat another team in Barcelona or Red Star, and then going against their rival, their enemies, I'd say, that is Olympiacos, obviously. So a part of general consideration, I noted that there are two teams full of stars, and as I said before, and they had different approaches to the season. On one side, Monaco, for the first part of the season, was asked by everyone in the Euroleague if they were going to win this year after arriving to the final last year and losing to Fenerbahce. So they were the best team for offense and some other ways also for the defense side, until some rumors were spread by players lacking their financial support by the team and the organization. So they just started a period of losing games with no explanation given by the team or the general managers or whatever. So they started to play also some games with just 8 or 9 players, also because some players were also injured, such as Mirotic, which won't be able to play in the play-in. And also the altercation in between Elio Kobo and Mike James in the final games of the Euroleague season. On the other side, Panathinaikos didn't suffer a period in which they were losing all the games as Monaco, but they kept losing games they weren't supposed to lose. So I remember just a couple of times losing against Milano, which was not qualified at the end for the playoffs and neither for the play-ins. So they were just alternating good to negative results through all the season. Also, another negative thing to say about Panathinaikos is that there were too many players or too many star players that didn't go along really good through the season. For example, the addition of DJ Shorts didn't succeed was what was thought at the beginning of the season. Taking into some considerations of tactics into the game, I'd say that Monaco are very good offense team. They are the 4th for the net rating into this EuroLeague season. And at the same time, but they are not very good on the defensive side because they are very bad for the rim protections, though. So they do concede 68% of the field goals to opponents, and also for the corner threes, which are basically around 50% to their opponents. On the other side, Panathinaikos is obviously a good team as well as Monaco on the offensive side, and it is a little bit better on the defensive side. However, this game is built around offensive side. So who is going to score more at the end of the game is going to win, in my opinion. Another thing that I want to point to the analysis is that there are two teams that are very bad at rebounding in the final standings for that particular stats. And yes, also taking into consideration that Monaco is very bad at defense. They are the 11th defense in the regular season, which is one of the worst, or I say the worst for all the teams qualified for the playoffs or play-in. So basically, if Spanulis wants to win against his former team and also later rival team, because he played for Olympiacos, he needs to adjust something into the defense style of his team.
So yeah, as you mentioned, these were probably the two best teams if we are counting, preseason preview. And while the reasons why Monaco dipped so much in the standings are comprehensible, because of the limitations for the sanctions in Russia, between Russia and Europe, and Monaco's owner is Russian, so uh, some of his bank accounts were frozen, and the players didn't receive their money. So obviously, it affected a lot the chemistry between the team. The players were not so focused on basketball anymore. Mike James became really frustrated and expressed this frustration also towards his teammates. As you said, he argued with Elio Kubo recently. Spanulis thought that the focus couldn't be anymore on the team, on basketball, on Euroleague, and he decided to resign for this reason. Well, Panathinaikos was a bit more of a surprise in terms of results because they were probably talent-wise a better team than last season, and they obviously started this season with high ambitions, and their goal was obviously to win Euroleague. But in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons why they struggled so much is how they kept acquiring players that can give their best only when they have the ball in their hands. TJ Shorts, Nigel Hayes-Davis, and players like these ones. They are not so efficient off the ball, and they also need to be at the center of the project and at the center of the game plans sometimes to give their best. And that's why probably there are teams that have been built better than this Panathinaikos team, and this feels really like Ergin Ataman's last season with Panathinaikos.